Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, another early playoff exit last night, a heartbreaker against the Bills. So the numbers will say the two-time MVP, and maybe about to be three-time, is 3-5 in the postseason. He had the two first-half turnovers in the game. A game ultimately ended on Mark Andrews dropping that two-point conversion attempt. So the Ravens are now 1-4 in their past 5 divisional round appearances. Here are the numbers on Lamar Jackson. Take them for what you with. That first row is in his first playoff game each year. That second row has been in his second playoff game each year. Last year, the AFC Championship. This year, it comes here in the divisional round. We only do this with quarterbacks, Steve Wood. We only put the wins and losses on their ledger. What are the right things to say about Lamar Jackson today?
Man, he played so spectacularly in the second half, but ultimately, I go back to this, ultimately at the end of the day, did you make the game-winning plays? That's all I care about.
But he did.
Yes, he did.
He had 2 turnovers.
Yeah.
He had 2 turnovers. That's the bottom line. When you're in games and you're so closely matched, you have to make the plays that are there to be made. You can't have the fumble where you had your one hand on the ball in those conditions and you fumble the ball away. Mm-hmm. It led to Buffalo Bills scoring points in that situation, and ultimately you lose the game. I get it. Second half, Lamar Jackson was unbelievable. Some of the scrambles that he made outside the pocket, run plays, great. But if you're going to beat the Buffaloes, you're going to beat the Kansas Cities, bro, you can't make those type of mistakes. And that's ultimately, like Lewis, you talked about earlier, with Baltimore, ultimately they tend to get in their own way.
Yeah. Look, we have kind of like boiled the game down so much to quarterback play, and it's the only position that you attach wins and losses to. And we know that's a fallacy. It's not something, and it's inaccurate and it's unfair, and we know it, but we continue to do it. And look, quite honestly, it drives me up a wall. Look, the critical error for Lamar, no question, was the fumble because it led to points. Yep. They escaped without really, incurring any damage with the interception early on. And every interception, you guys know, you play the position, every interception has a story in and of itself anyway. It's not always just the quarterback. And you could see that on that play in particular. This one was the one play I promise you he's going to say, I wish I had back. That's the one that's on him. But as far as attaching this to, well, Lamar just can't rise to the occasion in the big moments, that's not true. That's inaccurate. He came back in the second half. He made some absolutely MVP-worthy throws. He can't throw the ball and catch it. Everybody had a hand in losing this football game. We're going to hang it around his neck simply because that's what we do. But we know it's an inaccurate way of judging how this man plays.
I agree. And sometimes in the reverse. I sit here and look at my 2 quarterbacks, and I will say sometimes we give the quarterback all the credit when they win.
Well, we were just doing that with Josh Allen versus Jalen Hurts.
Right.
We were saying Josh needs to be commended for not, putting the ball in harm's way. He only threw the ball for 100-something yards, but he ran the ball effectively, and we're killing Jalen Hurts going, well, wait a minute, he can't throw the ball down the field. He's not a good quarterback. But they still won the game. Yeah. The NFL isn't about style. It's about substance. It's about W's and L's. So what I'm saying is I get it. It's a great discussion around quarterback play. But quarterback play isn't the only determining factor.
No. If Mark Andrews holds on to a ball
up for you
that
guys.
he catches,
Thank you.
If Mark Andrews holds on to a ball that he catches 100 out of 100 times, then Lamar Jackson just led this unbelievable drive at the end of the game. Yep. And if that game winds up in overtime, they're definitely going to win. I thought Lamar Jackson, and I'm not absolving him of any blame. Alex, to me, I thought he was the best player on the field in this game.
I thought he played great. Listen, there were 3 plays. The pick, the fumble, and the first 2-point conversion that he gets tipped. Yeah. I mean, other than that, I thought he played phenomenally. They lost this as a team. Unfortunately, listen, you're talking to a guy, I got shipped off twice because I couldn't get it done in the playoffs, right? Like, that is the reality of quarterbacks, and as we talk about them from a legacy standpoint, it will always be that. It haunts Dan Marino, right? The greatest arm talent we've ever seen never won a Super Bowl, right? Lamar, unfortunately, right now, and we're in an era in the AFC when, man, the bracket is ridiculous. I mean, obviously you've got Patrick and what they're doing in Kansas City, but it's Joe Burrow, it's Josh Allen. Like, to get through the AFC is a monster. And right now, like, for Lamar, that's what he's facing, right? Like, he hasn't gotten there yet. And until he does it, it's going to continue to be the narrative.
Okay, so the game comes down to kind of 2 plays in those moments. And I do think it's fair to say that. That Lamar fumble, because you can see Lamar almost at 2nd and 10. He's going to get a 3 or 4 yard loss, and he's like trying to do something with the ball late. Ends up being a fumble. And I'll go back to that play when Josh is down at the goal line, and you can see Josh going to do it and decides to cover the ball up. That doesn't make what Lamar did any less fantastic or him a less fantastic player. You know, both of those things, it's a great conversation because on one hand, I sit there and I go, man, like he was remarkable again, but then you point to that one play and one quarterback didn't do it and then the one quarterback did do it. And I think it's okay to say that. It also is okay to say we've watched Patrick go on a development and growth journey. I was remarkable. I could do what I wanted with the ball. And then, no, that's not needed for my team to win right now. So Patrick has evolved the way he's played. See, we're kind of watching that with Josh. Lamar will have to.
Here's the thing I can't get away from, though. All right, so in the course of a game, all right, there's career evolution. Then within a game, right, we kind of boil it down to a game. There's evolution within a game. So Lamar puts the ball in harm's way. He fumbles the ball. Von picks it up. Okay, he knows, look, I'm messing this up. I got to get this right. So he comes back, and then he starts to play his best football.
Yeah.
So you've already erased that. You're like, okay, we're still in this thing. He throws the ball to Mark Andrews. It hits him right in the hands.
No doubt.
But you know what? Because they lost the game, we're going to go back to the fumble and go,
right. That's what I mean.
This guy needs to really develop more. He needs to be more. And I think it's okay to do that. But at the same time, like, the guy had dug his team out of it. They had dug their way out of it.
The Mark Andrews fumble also changes the entire game.
Yeah.
If not for those, I don't want to put everything on Mark Andrews. He's a great player, but the reality is the reality. Those 2 plays are the reason that Baltimore is not going on. They dominated the second half of that game.
Really, if Lamar had thrown an interception at the end of the game for them to lose, we would be talking for 2 hours about it.
Correct.
Mark Andrews were going, well, you know what, he dropped the pass, but it's still Lamar's fumble early on in the game. It's like,
but you know what? But here's the thing. See, we're in this situation. We're comparing Lamar Jackson to the way that Josh Allen plays.
Is the best quarterback in the NFC. End of sentence.
He's the best quarterback in these playoffs right now.
Hold on.
Jayden Daniels is the best quarterback in these playoffs.
He's playing the best right now of anybody.
He's playing the best, and I dare anyone to challenge me on that.
Would.
The best quarterback on the planet.
He's playing.
Number 50.
Jayden Daniels is playing the best. Jayden Daniels is playing the best of any quarterback in the playoffs right now.
Let Woody live. Let him live.
Come on, like what do we like? Listen. I'm not talking about legacy, all that.
Neither
we know what Patrick Mahomes has done and all that. But right now, Jayden Daniels is playing the best quarterbacking of all quarterbacks that are still remaining in the playoffs. Period.
He's right.
No, he's not.
Yeah,
That's right.
He's right.
I'm right.
No, he's not.
No, see,
I got
we not.
And I know
we
champion Jayden Daniels more than anybody. That's not right.
No, it is right.
Who's playing better than him?
Hold on, Patrick had a month off. He's only played one game.
No, I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear the rush thing. I don't want to hear the rush thing.
Wait.
Did you see the touchdown pass?
Guys,
it was
no one. If D Wood is not saying, may I represent my client over here?
Go ahead.
No one is suggesting Jayden Daniels is historically a greater quarterback than any of the people that we're talking about.
We love Jayden,
Patrick Mahomes made one spectacular play the other night against the Texans. I get it. This guy is unstoppable.
Are we ignoring the? I mean,
hold on. I think here's the question. Here's the question. Okay, you're right.
No. Again, we're not talking about the last 7 years. I'm talking about the last 2 weeks.
Let me pick
in the playoffs, he's playing the best.
Let me pick that up for you. I know what they're saying. And I know what you guys are saying too, because look.
Here we go.
Patrick Mahomes back in 2017. Somebody said he was going to throw for 50 touchdowns, win the MVP, and go to the Super Bowl. Somebody said that.
Yes.
In April of that year.
Yes.
And he did it.
And that man was named Lou Riddick, by the way.
Right.
Go ahead.
But right now, Alex, I'm not talking about body of work. I'm talking about right now.
You're a GM. You're going to pick a quarterback for one game. You're not picking Patrick Mahomes.
Of course I'm going to pick
Okay,
okay, I'm going to pick him if we're just saying, look, if we're trying to project forward. But what we're really doing, we're looking back in the rearview mirror of the past 2 weeks.
He's played
Jayden Daniels. I mean, you played this. Look, you've seen the stuff this kid is doing. They blitz Aaron Glenn. They did not produce one negative snap versus a drop back pass versus this rookie quarterback. And he gutted them. Here, let me put my glasses on so I can read this, okay? He gutted them for throws of 24, 13, 11, 58, 38, 14-yard scramble, 12. QBR versus the blitz of 99.4. He gutted them.
Yes.
Gutted them. That doesn't mean Patrick still isn't the baddest man on earth. He is. But right now, how this kid is playing, it's stupid.
It is.
It doesn't make any sense.
Dan, get in here.
I can't believe he said it. I can't believe my guy's agreeing with it.
Whoa.
He's wrong, but they're both right.
But I'm kind of like agreeing with both. If you told me you have to win one playoff game, of course I'm picking 15.
And then who you picking after?
Of course I'm picking 15. Who am I picking after right now?
17. You're taking Josh Allen second.
Yeah, but that's not what we're saying.
That's not. But that isn't the question, though. The question is who's playing the best right now. The question is who's playing the best right now.
Two different languages. There's absolutely
No. But you're talking about the quarterback performance in a treetop view. The context of what they're all in and what they're being asked to do really actually explains who is playing the best. Okay?
And who is it?
There's nobody playing better than Patrick and Josh right now. Jayden is right there with them. He's right there with them. But what those guys are being asked to do, given what's everything, and
Hold on. Excuse me.
What is Cliff asking Jayden to do relative to where he is at in the arc of his career? And you're telling me that doesn't get weighted in a certain degree?
You guys are pin this on us trying to spin it as he's playing. He's playing.
Wait a minute. Okay, your rookie year in the NFL.
It's a disaster.
No. I'm not evaluating yours. I'm saying take me back to your rookie year.
What he's doing
relative to what they asked you to do.
This is
relative to what they asked you to do and what you're watching this kid do.
This is the greatest rookie season we have ever seen in all of sports.
Yeah.
It is the hardest position.
So that's all I want you to say.
I'm backing you up.
That's all I want you to say.
In 2 road playoff games, this kid has been sacked once, he has punted once, and he has 0 turnovers. That is absurd.
That's all I'm saying.
It is absurd. But
both on the road.
To discount, listen, he is phenomenal, and I agree with Dan. He is right there.
Yes. Yeah.
But the weapons he has, the offense he plays in, Patrick does more with less than
That's true. I gotta move away from you for a second. That's true.
Hold on. We're talking about the weapons that he has. Excuse me, you talking about Washington? What elite weapons Washington?
Hold on.
Don't sit here.
Don't yell over each other.
What we're not going to do is sit here and act like the Washington Commanders have the greatest show on turf type weapons at their disposal right now. It is because of Jayden Daniels.
But no one's disputing that.
The Washington Commanders as a franchise have sucked since I was in college.
Yes.
And he's got them in the NFC Championship game. He just went and beat Detroit, who won 15 games this year, and he just annihilated them.
He literally went to Tampa Bay, and that offense with Baker beat them down, then goes to the Detroit Lions, goes into Detroit against the juggernaut Detroit Lions.
Let's add a little context to that, though.
He killed them.
Detroit is like a mass unit on defense.
They just annihilated Sam. They just ruined Sam Darnold.
I know, but they're a mass unit. But look, I'm not. Look, this is like 2 different arguments. But it's 2 different arguments. It really is.
But I know them both.
You guys are saying, yeah, you're right. You guys are saying, look, games on the line. I mean, you had to play one game for your life. Of course, you're going to pick 15.
Of course,
listen,
right.
They are going for a 3-peat. It has never been done in the history of the NFL.
I get all of that. I get all of that.
Can I just tell you?
But Jayden is playing better.
Can I just tell you something that Andy Reid told me on? Andy Reid told me on the phone about 2 weeks ago when I was out in Vegas, and I called him and I said, I just need you to tell me something about Patrick. I said, just tell me something that I could use. And he said this: we are nowhere without him right now. What he's doing right now, no one could do within our offense. Correct.